What's up, guys? This is Saber with the Neighborhod. We're coming at you with a CWL review. It's our first video in a really long time. It's been about 2 years since I was last active on YouTube. So having said that, we're going to have to work our way through the kinks and sort of get back on our feet again, but bear with me. We will figure it out. Today has actually been a very great day in Neighborhood history. Today we moved up to Masters League 2 in the CWL. We're pretty proud of that. It took us several months, actually a total of 5 months, for CWLs, though, as we took the month of June off for CWL because we didn't think we could move up. So, a fourth place, a third place, a second place, and finally a first place, getting us over that hump into Masters 2 League. We finally filled out our lineup with 15 Town Hall 12s. The purpose of this video today is just going to be kind of to show you some of the cool attacks that we got through. And so first and foremost, I would just like to start by kind of showing you some of the stats, how we actually did and that kind of thing. Leading the way with 20 out of 21 stars, we had Visions, and then down the line, it was Kick Fritz, Moon Cricket, Saber, Brown Mamba, Frenchie, Nene, Koi, Big Owl, Rosemary L, Chains, Firewing. Shout out to Koi, who had an absolute hell of a war. Man was actually going to be featured in this video. He had some very, very well thought out, well planned attacks, so we're looking forward to seeing more from Koi for sure. Bringing up the lower end, we have Predator, Thanos, Bugs Bunny, and Arjun. Pegnacious T was in the first war, however he 49% failed and then proceeded to rage quit, so I think that's the last we'll be seeing of him, unfortunately. Alright, so now let's actually go ahead and get into kind of the meat and potatoes of this attack. We're going to start watching some, and here first up we have, in War 1, we're going to be looking at an attack from Firewing Major, number 12, coming up and whacking number 4, and he's coming in with a Queen charge, I would say, Laloon. Nice funnel there with the balloons and the baby dragon, drops the Queen, gets her down with the healers, things are looking good. Immediately creates that nice funnel. If you notice, those balloons took out a bunch of Teslas, and they kind of tanked for the baby dragon as well. We have that Queen sort of working down, and just watch as the Queen sort of just works her way around the base. How nicely he lined up that funnel. There's nowhere else to go but to the right. She takes down the camp there. The elixir storage next. Going to move from Cannon to Wizard Tower to Grand Warden, lures out the CC, drops a Rage to deal with it, and he's got his Barb King working up top there to complete the other side of his funnel. I really can't emphasize this enough, guys. Funneling is absolutely supremely important, and there's nothing we can really do to, win at Clash of Clans without funneling. So, Jump Spell comes down, King goes in, drops the ability. Unfortunately, my phone had a little low battery situation there, so ignore that, please. But anyway, the Queen keeps heading in. The Queen takes care of a bunch of stuff in here, dropping the Inferno Tower in a second here. Second Rage comes down to help get through that. And just going to walk all the way around the base. Another air defense down, and we got loons coming in from the top. Here we have a couple of balloons to knock out that Archer Tower in order to help the pathing, and he's immediately sending his Stone Slammer in right towards the Air Sweeper. He's hoping that Slammer is going to kind of aim towards the Town Hall. And now that top Archer Tower is going to be picked off, we're going to see a deployment from down here around the 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock area. He starts at 3, and works his way towards 6. So we have a couple of balloons behind a Lava Hound and a secondary Lava Hound popping out with a couple of balloons as well. Comes over the Town Hall, Grand Warden ability to protect those balloons, of course. More balloons coming down surgically around, and he's just going to haste and rage his way through this base. This is too easy. He's got this all day. This gave us a badly needed 3-star in the first war, and we ended up winning that war. That ended up being the deciding war of the whole entire CWL. It's the only other clan in Masters 3 that had only Town Hall 12s, so that was very nice. So the next attack we're going to see is probably from War 2, it looks like. Actually, I'm sorry. We're going to see one more from War 1. My mistake there. So this is Koi. Koi's coming in with a Suicide Hero Mass Hog. So I'm going to have this one speeded up a lot, but basically he lures the CC. He sends in Suicide Heroes in order to deal with the enemy Queen and the CC. When you see the enemy Queen on the outside, it's a good idea to possibly think about Suicide Heroes. That Queen got a ton of value, and then he just comes in with all hogs from around that 9 o'clock area, or 3 o'clock area. I'm sorry, that's the second time I've messed that up now. And just sends those hogs all the way through the base, and they bulldoze everything. Warden ability right there at the end, and a couple of heal spells. Clean up on the back end. That's a done deal. Really, really great attack by Koi. Exposing a weakness in a base and taking full advantage of it. Nearly gets hung up on that King, but the King actually survives the raid, which is kind of funny. Usually you don't see that every once in a while. For our next attack, we're going to be going to War 2. And who will we be seeing today? Koi. Yep, we're looking at Koi again. So this is actually an ingenious attack by Koi. Koi does a very interesting attack here. He starts with a lure balloon to bring out the CC, and then sends in the P.E.K.K.A., an Ice Golem, a couple of heroes up top here. And these troops, all they're supposed to do is basically kill the CC, and they're actually making a pathway for his hogs, which will be deployed later. And what's really ingenious here is how Koi attempted to kill the Archer Queen. And it worked, so I shouldn't have even said attempted, but it was really something that you don't see every day. He deploys the Stone Slammer. The Stone Slammer takes down the Grand Warden, a cannon, and then right when it goes under fire, he drops a clone spell and a rage spell on the E-Drag that came out of there, which wipes out entirely the enemy Archie Queen. And he has a perfect funnel here coming through. Hogs from 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and then they just work their way through the base, freeze over the Town Hall. I'm speeding it up a little bit right now, and just heals his way throughout. And there's so many hogs left, and he has cleanup going. This is a Dunzo base. This is a really common base. You're going to see this all the time. So you may as well get used to using an attack strategy similar to that, because it will work. Everyone in our clan used that attack strategy probably 4 or 5 times, and it worked out every once in a while. Excuse those messages from Scout. Scout, shout out to Scout. He's our leader of our secondary clan. Another attack now in the next war. Oh, we're not going to watch that one, actually. Excuse me. I clicked on the wrong base. Here we are with Frenchie coming in with the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat. And I'm going to speed this one up just a tad. He's got 2 E-Drags to work his funnel, and he waits very patiently, but once that funnel's created, down comes the Wall Wrecker, the Bowlers, the P.E.K.K.A.s, the Healers, the whole crew. Coming in, Warden Pop to avoid that first Eagle shot, punches through the next layer of walls, another Rage spell to deal with the Queen and the enemy CC. Troops are working their way on through. They didn't go exactly where he would have liked, because he definitely would have preferred for them to have followed that Wrecker through the center of the base. But his Archer Queen does a lot of work and preps a very nice funnel for the bat spells. They're going to come right around from that 130 side through the entire base and work their way all the way over to the Town Hall at 9 o'clock. Now, this attack got a little bit dangerous because French didn't get the Town Hall immediately. As you know, bats have I should say, a nerf on the Town Hall because the Town Hall's a storage. It's not truly a defense. So the bats really don't do very much damage against it at all. And so because of that, he's left with a couple of P.E.K.K.A.s and a King against a single target Inferno, which isn't usually a good recipe considering the high DPS there. But he ends up getting it just barely and pulls out that triple. And if we move on, for our next attack, we'd like to consider one by Brown Mamba. Actually, I'm sorry. Once again, this is the wrong base. I meant to click on the one from the next tour in which Brown Mamba whacked the number 1 player. This is another base that you're going to see here in a second. It's a very common, like, YouTube-style trophy-pushing base. It pops up in wars a lot, though, and so here's a way to whack it. Usually the queen's not outside, but in this case, if someone's going to be that stupid, you may as well take advantage of it, am I right? So he drops the rage spell first, which is a really good tactic. That way he doesn't have to pop the queen's ability. In another war against the same base, Big Al dropped the queen first and had to pop the ability, which cost him later in the raid. So watch as the Queen and E-Drag sort of build a funnel. He uses a baby drag down on that 9 o'clock end, another P.E.K.K.A. to sort of end the corner around, and he sends everything in. And there's nowhere for those troops to go but straight into the base. It's a perfect funnel. And so he continues in, he wrecks a bunch of stuff in there, Rage Pop, Warden Pop, and he sends in bat spells from 6 o'clock, drops them right on top of the Warden Tower, gets another Warden Tower while it's distracted, and that's a done deal. This base was absolutely overkilled, and there was nothing the defender could do. That's poor base design. Well, having said all of that, that's all of the attacks that I planned on showing today. I didn't really have the time and effort necessary to kind of produce a full compendium of what we showed. A lot of great attacks actually got left out, so for that I'm rather disappointed, but we have to work with the time that we have. So thank you very much for giving this a view today. Like, subscribe, we do appreciate that. It helps not only myself personally in terms of building the channel, but it also helps our clan get more recognition and basically just sort of build a YouTube following so that we can help, others learn about Clash of Clans. So if that's the kind of content that you support, consider giving us a like or subscribe. We currently are available on Discord if you're interested in applying to our clan. Hashtag 8YOP2UUJ. And this is Saber signing off. Thank you very much.